Hey, your viewers and viewresses, my name is General Red Strategist, and welcome back to So You're Being Hunted, episode 389 now. So, Phil's joining me via Skype, so we can have a good old chinwag, aren't you, Phil?
Oh yeah,
There he is.
yes, there I am.
Another podcast-style episode. There we are.
I know. I was just thinking actually. You're at 389. It feels like only yesterday where we were preparing for the 300th episode, which was a sort of we did a Q&A, didn't we?
Indeed, yeah. Speaking of Q&As, actually, you've mentioned that before that I should do another one, and I agreed, and I've actually forgotten to send a call out. So consider actually this a bit of an informal call here. People watching this, if you want to do another Q&A at some point, feel free to leave some questions down below so I can make a note of them.
We could do another one for episode 400.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it'd be good.
We're not too far away.
400th episode special or whatever. So feel free to leave some questions if you want, and we'll do another big Q&A and all that. So how are you doing then over there, Phil?
It could be if you want to do the Q&A, ask us anything you want. We've already answered some questions, so if you try not to ask questions that have been asked before, just so if you have a look at the previous videos, you can see them. But we're happy to answer as many things as possible, even if you want to add what favourite flavour of cake do you like, anything like that.
It can be as mundane as you like or whatever.
Absolutely, we're up for asking questions.
Indeed. Yes, we're always up for that, and I always actually do enjoy Q&A videos. They're quite fun. It's just nice to have a big chat. Yeah. So there you go. So how are you doing over there then, Phil? How's life treating you?
Doing good. Doing good. Now, usually I usually have a topic. I don't really have a topic, so it's good to, I think in this episode we'll just have a random chat about various random things.
Yeah.
And one of the main key things is that we are good old UK is on the up and up with regards to COVID-19.
Indeed.
Which is fantastic news. I feel that there's not going to be another lockdown.
Yeah. Hopefully that's indeed the case.
What do you mean towards the end of lockdown? Lockdown is lifted.
Oh, technically, yeah. I mean, towards the end of the COVID-19 thing.
Yeah, we're on the up and up, and I don't think there's going to be another one. Our next one is going to be May the 17th, where indoor pubs and restaurants will be allowed to serve.
Yeah. It'll be good though. Eventually, when shops and things like that, with them reopening and getting to kind of go back into town and things like that. Oh, lovely.
Yeah, at the moment you can sit in a pubs outside, so in the beer gardens and all that. But at the moment you can't go indoors. But it'd be nice to get back and go to the restaurants to have a meal.
Yeah.
Again, which will be nice. So yeah, it's lifting. Yeah. Unfortunately, I do feel sorry for Brazil and India.
Yes.
It's really quite bad in those places.
The situation in India is pretty bad with the oxygen shortage and all that, but man, it's not been great.
Well, we're doing well because we're throwing vaccines out left, right and centre.
Yeah. Yeah, so, it'll be good though, like I say, once pubs and restaurants and things reopen. I think next time I get some family down here visiting, we might well look to go out to a restaurant somewhere or something and have a nice
meal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what, a nice meal in a restaurant. That's what I could do with it.
A nice pub lunch or something, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Something good.
How are you then? Are you okay?
Yeah,
doing well?
I'm alright as well. Work's going fairly smooth at the moment, which is good. The usual kind of batches of essays to mark, but well, technically essay moderation it is at the moment, but yeah. So it's not doing too bad.
That's what we like to hear. We like to hear you're making progress in that. Now, I do have a bit of news as well.
Yeah, you do.
Good. Yes, I have bought myself a new car.
Yes, you were saying this, telling me this over the phone. And recently we thought, that'll be a good topic for a CB episode.
Absolutely, yes. So I've got myself a 2019 Seat Leon.
Yes.
And it's absolutely amazing because it's got all the latest gadgets and gizmos. Obviously, it's got things like it's got the sat nav, the entertainment system. We can link up your phone through Bluetooth and have your phone on there, your contact. It's got parking sensors, which is absolutely fantastic.
Front and rear.
I've got front and rear parking sensors. And as well as that, a little simple thing as well, when you lock the car, the wing mirrors fold in.
Yeah.
It's always what I love, but it's absolutely beautiful.
Indeed.
Yeah, worth the buy. So I did that on Monday because we had a bank holiday.
Yeah.
And I just went over there. I wasn't going with the intention of buying, but I decided it looked really good, and I thought I want it. But yeah, I've treated myself to a new car,
Yeah.
and it's utterly fantastic. I'm on a finance plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful.
Indeed. You've already shown me a picture of it, obviously, when you texted me with the news, and yeah, I like it. It looks good. It's good, nice colour, things like that. So
absolutely, yeah, it's blue.
Yeah, blue one. Yeah.
And it's one of the latest ones as well. Not only that, but it's also got in the dashboard, behind the steering wheel, it's got like a display there, so you can see what music you're playing. You can see the navigation through there as well. So it pops through there, so it's absolutely phenomenal. And I've really treated myself there.
Indeed.
But that's what you do to yourself. I mean, I was obviously promoted to team leader quite a while back, and you get pay rises and all that. So I just thought I'd have a little thing. It's a big purchase next to a house. It's one of the biggest purchases you can make.
Indeed, a car and all that. Absolutely, yeah. So it's a little good news on Phil's end there. Good stuff and all that. So
I'll have to show you.
Yeah, next time I'm back up north, I definitely want to have a look at it and see what she's like. Phil's sweet ride and all that.
Yeah, the parking sensors are really good because unfortunately I don't have the best spatial awareness skills, so they are really helpful because they start beeping when you get close to the back and the front. I'm also thinking of contacting a company that actually do camera installations.
Oh yeah.
And install maybe because they're auto electricians, and maybe putting a camera in so when you reverse you can actually see.
Yeah.
So that's something. I might need to give them a call.
Yeah. You know, a while back actually as well, we were texting each other about, like dash cams in cars and things like that, and I completely forgot that I was going to look into maybe potentially getting some.
Yeah, dash cams are a big thing. So you see all these YouTube videos of frauds and people and crashes and everything, and with a dash cam you've usually got some evidence to show the police.
It's insurance basically against
they
things
are
like
really
fraudsters.
Best to get front and rear dash cams.
Insurance against fraudsters or just bad drivers in general and all that. But yeah, like I say, I completely forgot about those, and I'll have to just try and make a note of it.
There's some good prices, some good ones on Amazon.
Yeah.
So I would recommend having a look on Amazon.
Yeah, it's good, especially if you can get one, that points forward, and then one that you can point to the back as well, so you've got both angles covered.
Yeah, I think you can get cameras that sort of cable linked together.
Yeah.
So you can get around to the front and the back. But viewers, if you've got any dash cams, if you use a dash cam, how do they work? How useful are they as well? How do they work? I suppose.
Yeah.
If you have a car and you can drive them, and if you've got them, that would be interesting to know.
I guess I'll see you maybe have like a cable that you hook up perhaps to one of the sort of ports on your dash or whatever. Because I know in my car, there's a couple of ports where obviously you plug in sat navs and things like that. So does it sort of work like that maybe?
Very useful.
Yeah. But they're very useful indeed and all that. So, car news, ladies and gentlemen, there you go.
This is another good car. They're always good.
Sweet new wheels. There we are.
I've got some new. It's my latest Ferrari.
Yeah, his latest Ferrari. It was either that or a Flintstone-style car where he puts his feet through the bottom.
Yeah,
there we are.
Feet at the bottom.
Yes, you jumped in your car and much like Fred Flintstone, you're like, yabba dabba doo, and then you got paddling away with your feet.
They're the Flintstones. We're the yabba dabba doo our time.
Yeah. Man, I can never actually remember the specific words to parts of
the lyrics.
But there you go. Yeah.
Also interesting as well, in one of your last So You're Being Hunted episodes, you obviously talked about visiting your old schools and seeing what they've like and how they've changed, which was very intriguing, I must say, when I watched it, because it got me thinking as well.
Yeah.
I haven't really gone back to see my old schools. I know that we went to the same primary school, but I went to another primary school as well, but I haven't really seen my secondary school. There have been moments where I've driven past it and things have changed on it, but I haven't really been close up to it in quite a while, so no doubt things have changed.
So, obviously, in that one I was kind of, talking about how my high school, ever since graduation from there, which, was a long, long time ago now, it's just, interesting looking back and seeing all the things that have been added to it, like the new sort of sports hall and things like that they've got, and whatever else, Avia or whatever it is. As well as other blocks that have gone up.
Just seeing what sort of lessons go on as well.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if they've introduced like new lessons and things like that. I'd be interested if you had things like that, because usually you'd have all the generic history, geography, all that sort of stuff.
Aye. But
see if they introduce new things.
Yeah.
Was there a lesson in school that you thought when you went to it, you thought, oh yeah, I can't wait to go into the start the class? Okay. Obviously for me it was like IT.
Yeah.
I always just love IT.
Yeah, I always used to obviously love history, stuff like that. And,
you go into history class.
Yeah, I think particularly in my final year of high school, English and Lit actually was not too bad, because we had quite an enthusiastic teacher, and he was quite good.
Those.
Yeah,
you need those.
He was a good teacher, and he just, because sometimes when you have a teacher who's really enthused in their subject, that kind of bleeds across into the, to you as the pupil.
Yes,
and it motivates you a bit more. It's good. Yeah.
We better not go too much into this topic, because we've got an entire episode for this called, I think it's titled "School Days."
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
where we talk about this.
Indeed. So we won't go too much onto that, ladies.
But yes, it's interesting to see, to go back to the old and see what blocks have arisen, and maybe we should go and have a look again and see what's going with the school.
Yeah. But on a more kind of general note of relating to the kind of topic of the episode that you're referring to, about I was talking about things that have changed since youth. Not just in terms of obviously schools you went, but also like towns and things, places where you've lived. Local areas, and how they've changed over time. Because I was talking a lot about the town where I grew up, and how so many things I remember from my youth that were once there. As time's gone on, they've disappeared. Things have gone up in their place.
Well, that's the thing.
It's really
things evolve like that as well.
Yeah.
That's happened in my town as well. My
Indeed.
old town. Things have changed, and new things have cropped up, and you do get people who are vehemently against it. But you just got to. It's progress. Things have got to move on.
Yeah, you got to embrace it.
Yeah.
And don't be a passive admirer of change. Sometimes you got to be an active driver of it and all that. That's Red's Profound Wisdom 101, ladies and gentlemen. Just thought I'd stick that in there.
I know it affects elderly people as well. They sometimes just don't like change.
Yeah. They don't. Oh, these old bones can't take this change, Phil.
Can't take this change. Or watch this. Subway, back in my day, Subway was a train system, not this bloody sandwich shop.
Yes. Will it get me to Preston? All right. No, it won't, Grandma. It's a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
Dearie me.
Exactly. What do I do with this Subway? What sandwiches do you do? That's always annoying when you're in like a Subway and you've got someone, not necessarily elder people, but you've got someone trying to decide what they want in their sandwich. You're like, let's have a look at the menu. All right. Do I want the turkey? Do I want the ham one, the tuna? What am I going to go for?
Subway's one of those ones where I think you've got to have an idea of what you want when you go in.
Yeah, there's fucking loads of choice.
Yeah, because so much choice.
Start with your bread.
Yeah.
You've got to start with your bread, and then you've got to go into what sort of sub you actually want, and then you go through the salads and the sauces.
Indeed. So it's like a process that already, isn't exactly the shortest or quickest. It helps if you actually know what it is you're ordering when you go in, just to expedite the process.
But we had I remember the times that we went, the pulled pork. Oh,
the barbecue pulled pork.
Yeah, that was pro.
Lovely.
That if there's a pro sub, that was certainly pro.
Indeed. I always remember when. Back when I was at Lancaster University, and they got a Subway outlet on campus when that eventually opened up, and I remember going in there a few times for lunch and all that, if I fancied something different.
Funny enough, Subway are doing a thing at the moment with Walkers where they're doing crisping or crisp out.
Yeah.
Which is interesting thing, actually. Do you like your crisps in the sandwich, or do you like them out? Because I remember back when I had like a ham sandwich and you put the crisps in. Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I thought probably the last time I did that was when I was a kid, so I can't really remember it too well. Yes, but as I've got older, I'm very much a crisp out kind of person. But
to be fair, you aren't really because common thing people a lunch thing is sandwiches, but you're not really a sandwich person. You mostly go for the pasta meals, like all the cup of soups or the soup type thing,
noodle sachets and whatever else have you. But having said that, sometimes whenever I go on one of my weekly grocery shops, what I like to do is go into the sort of bakery section, or the baked bread section, basically, and get myself a nice sort of chunky white baton, and then maybe a packet of honey roast ham. And like for lunch, I might have myself like half of the baton with a couple of nice slices of ham on it.
No, don't do
nice
ham.
Crusty.
Don't do ham. Do tuna.
Tuna. Oh, that would be good actually. Yeah,
tuna. And then get some like red onion, and you can have a tuna crunch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get some veg on it as well. I mean, bit of red
yeah,
onion.
Exactly. The best thing, like Greg's do a tuna crunch baguette, and it's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I have that for my tea quite a time. Oh.
Yeah. You can tell we're simple people. We are. You don't need to do fancy things to please us and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that one of the best things is when you go to the supermarket and you go to the bread and you can when they've just freshly cooked it. Oh. Yeah. What a smell!
Indeed.
The smell is extravagant. It's so good. You can just smell it as you go past. And obviously one of the top breads that people love. You can get those big fat bloomer breads, but tiger bread.
Tiger bread,
yeah. Tiger bread's supposed to be one of, especially there's also a cheesy tiger bread, but it's supposed to be really quite unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's tiger bread. Yeah, indeed. Tiger bread is really quite unhealthy. But it's fucking hell is it tasty.
I know. I do love a good crusty like baguette or
like French
baton.
bread.
Yeah. Something like that. Especially if you're having a nice big bowl of some rich, tasty soup and you just want some nice crusty bread that you can dip into it. Oh yes.
Get some goulash.
Oh, goulash.
Yeah.
What's your favourite type of soup, incidentally, Phil? A bit of a random direction, but yeah.
Well, no, this is the Saving Hunting random episode where we're talking about all sorts of topics and everything.
Indeed.
But yes, if I was to choose a soup that I'd like, I do like the vegetable soups. I must say I don't tend to have soup a lot, but I do like the vegetable soups and the chicken and vegetables. They're good.
Indeed. I have a couple of, ones that I do kind of go to most of the time. Carrot and coriander's a favourite of mine.
Yeah, you like that one.
Lovely. But also, mulligatawny is another one that I quite like.
I think you did a... oh, yes, I remember you did a Saving Hunted episode called Farting Soup.
Oh, yeah. That one. Lentil
that was
and bacon.
A long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Well, you talked about your favourite soups.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yes. So
what sort of noodles do you like?
Noodles, like curry flavoured ones can be quite nice. When I say curry flavoured, not like too spicy, but a little bit of a nice tang to them.
Of course, pot noodle do their own range as well.
Or maybe chicken flavoured noodles can always be quite nice and wholesome.
Ramen,
ramen,
a very sort of American students' food item. That
my sister actually has a recipe which she does, which is basically her version of kind of ramen. She really gets a lot of ingredients and mixes it together. Gets a bit of kimchi from
kimchi,
supermarkets,
yes, the South Korean cabbage.
Yeah, spice cabbage or whatever it is, and she mixes things with gets noodles from like a sachet, mixes them with the kimchi and other ingredients. And, gets an egg in it.
Nice.
Yeah, and she says it does taste very, very nice. Maybe I need to try that sometime.
It will. Here's an interesting little question for you. Which form of cuisine would you like to try that you've never tried?
Well, there are some kind of various ones which I look at and think, that would probably be interesting. There is what is it? I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might be. Is it Ethiopian? Where it's like they
Ethiopian?
do. Okay. So it's like they have like kind of sort of crusty breads, but they like sort of bake them in like bowl shapes, and then they like put meats in them, and like cooked meats with like with a little bit of spice. I think, if I've got that right. But it just sounds like something I'd be willing to try.
That does sound intriguing.
Yeah, as long as it's not obviously like too sort of blow your head off kind of spicy, but that's something potentially. But there's also things like cuisines which we in the UK have our kind of like very anglicised versions of, but which it would be interesting to actually go to those countries and actually experience what proper cuisines like Indian or Japanese or Chinese or something like that.
Yeah.
Because
Or even Italian.
Yeah.
Because obviously the like proper,
Indeed,
obviously
yeah.
they'll make like proper pizzas.
Oh, yeah.
And proper pasta.
Proper
All
gelato, whatever
stone
else.
baked. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like, obviously, like, the thing is, let's take Indian for an example. I mean, we probably mentioned this before. Like, chicken tikka masala is not an actual Indian dish. It's something which we Brits have actually made,
yeah,
which is basically
interesting little fact. That.
basically our own kind of, like, how to say, anglicised, bastardised version of an Indian.
Mind your language.
Oh, mind my language indeed. Poor old Phil, he's purpling with indignation.
I can't be hearing these words.
These naughty, naughty words and all that.
But that's the good thing to go and try the cuisine. I find it annoying when people go to these countries and just go to like a McDonald's or something. Try out the cuisine. Give it a whirl.
Yeah, indeed. What about you? Any cuisines from any countries that you've never tried before, but which you would be interested in?
Yes, I haven't really tried. I know you can get it, but Japanese, because I'd like to try things like sushi and all these different things. I know obviously you can get little sushi in little packets, but it'd be nice to try like proper Japanese cuisine as well as maybe like Eastern European cuisine.
Yeah,
that'd be tasty. Like that. Like maybe some from Bulgaria, Ukraine.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, sushi, I mean, obviously, like, the sushi you get here is another example of what is essentially a very westernised form of it.
Yeah.
But, the proper actual Japanese form of it probably is very delicious. Actually,
something I don't want to try in Japan is fugu.
Fugu, oh yeah, that's
the famous blowfish. It has to have specially trained chefs.
Yes.
Because if they get it wrong, basically they'll kill you.
Yeah. That's the one you don't want to know.
I completely avoid that, absolutely.
Yeah. Indeed, and all that. And, man, nice, good conversation we've had so far.
Yeah, what the cuisine I'm just thinking of. Yeah, like I said, Eastern European will be interesting to try.
Yeah.
I've tried a few Mexican ones. Obviously, you've got the burritos, tacos, enchiladas, but it'd be good to try it in Mexico itself.
Yeah, enchiladas.
South African cuisine is supposed to be really quite good.
Yeah, indeed.
Couscous, I think that's a South African thing.
Yeah. I was just thinking about enchiladas when you mentioned them a moment ago. Oh, my old mother, she makes a good enchilada little dish sometimes.
The only issue with enchiladas is they're very filling.
Yeah, they are.
You only take about one, and you're like, oh, God.
Well,
I know that in our supermarkets we've got the special kits by Old El Paso.
Yeah, that's the one.
Special. They provide all like the shells and the salad. You have to just provide your own chicken. And, things like that.
Yeah. But speaking of a sort of this is again another sort of loosely related digression, but speaking of obviously things to do with food, I don't know if I've mentioned, but I've tried my hand a little bit last few weeks at a little bit of baking.
Yeah, you have, haven't you? Yes.
So old Red Family oat biscuits with that's the recipe I've been trying out, and they don't turn out too badly. It's an interesting little recipe. My old mother says, sometimes it can be a bit sort of, it can be a bit sort of inconsistent. Like sometimes they come out, absolutely perfect. Sometimes they come out a bit sort of, not inedible, but a bit sort of presentation-wise, a bit maybe messy, but they always
something
taste
that
nice.
Wouldn't be good to be seen on the Great British Bake Off.
Exactly, yeah. Something which they would probably criticise you for presentation, but would say nonetheless that they taste absolutely fine.
It's your own version of the hobnob.
Yes, essentially, yeah. Basically, it's like a load. You get like a load of porridge oats, and you mix them in with the cookie mix. Well, not cookie, but biscuit mix that you put together with like your caster sugar and your margarine and.
So it's good to experiment with baking.
Yeah.
At the end, you can go, "I made that."
Indeed, yeah.
And that's the thing where you can go. I've made a few things in my time and made things like pies. I did once which took it was a big one, chicken and leek pie.
Nice. Sounds good though. Yeah.
It's always good to have a little pie like that. Like Holland's, they make a good pie range. Pucker, of course. Yeah. And when you go, as you said many times, when you go to a pub, they do good pies in a pub.
Yeah. Steak and ale,
beef, mushroom, chicken. Yeah. They do all sorts of different ones, but not your go-to. Your go-to is beer battered fish and chips.
That's my go-to
we all know
meal.
that
Yeah, because I'm boring. Yeah.
But it's good to have a little meal out in a pub or at a restaurant. I once went to a pub, right, and I got a chili con carne.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Was it
goodness
good?
me! They put some they put some spice on that.
Oh yeah.
I tell you, it was whoa. But this was back before I could cope with spice, so it was a little bit too much for me. But now, I love spice. It's just I love the kick. Like I said, I've got a pot of jalapenos, and I'm just like, loving it, shoving it down my throat.
Yeah.
Jalapenos aren't too bad. But what is interesting is my sister's boyfriend he can handle spice as well.
Yeah.
He's just like me. He can handle spice. So we've decided to do ourselves a little challenge.
You
may have heard of it before. The famous crisp that is flavored with the Carolina Reaper, which is the hottest chili pepper in the world. He said he's gonna buy it, and we're both gonna give it a whirl.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, rather you and him do that, and I'll just watch from a distance.
See how that goes.
Yes.
Viewers, what is your tolerance of spice? Can you take some? Could you go into a Indian restaurant, or when you go into an Indian restaurant, do you have to go, I think I'll just stick with the korma?
Yeah.
Or can you go to an Indian restaurant and go, I'll have a vindaloo or a dal?
Yeah, go full vindaloo and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the dal is hotter than a vindaloo, much hotter.
Indeed.
You can't do spice too well, can you?
I can't. Unfortunately, I'm a tikka or a korma sort of guy. Yeah.
Korma's very mild. It's got sort of coconutty.
Indeed.
I didn't think you'd go for a korma because I thought you weren't a fan of coconutty stuff.
It's more than anything with coconut. It's like the actual texture of coconut itself, but in a korma, obviously, because it's it's not, that texture doesn't really come through because it's been properly like mixed up with all the other ingredients, so it's very nice and creamy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But like I say, because like I say, it's mixed with other ingredients, so therefore, it has a bit more of an interesting taste to it.
That's good. I like coconutty things, like coconutty chocolate Bounty. Yeah. I am a fan of Bounty. I'm a fan of it because licorice all sorts have coconut. The sweets are coconutty.
Yeah.
Apart from the licorice ones, you have coconutty ones, and I do like a bag of licorice all sorts, which is it's funny, isn't it? Because it's like a big mixture.
Yes.
In a pack of all sorts. Again, licorice is a thing that's like a love it or hate it sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of licorice myself.
Maybe you should try because the normal one is the black licorice, which is what people are not fond of, but there is red licorice.
Yeah, maybe I should give that one a whirl.
Yeah, which should be a bit better for people who don't like the black kind.
Yeah. Licorice. It feels like such an old-fashioned type of sweet, that. But yeah.
Very, very tasty.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, licorice all sorts was invented when the creator he had the set of licorice on his tray, and he unfortunately slipped up, and they all tumbled on the ground, and they all sort of mixed together.
Yeah.
And that's how he created it. Yeah.
Indeed.
It's interesting that.
Yeah, just pay attention to time. I think I've been going for a good recording time there, Phil. It's been a good conversation.
Multi-discussion.
Yeah. Cars, olden days, food, baking, dining.
Actually, just before we go, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. With regards to any food cuisine from any countries that you've had a look at, which you thought, I do not want to try that.
Okay.
For me, I've heard of, I think it's in Sweden or Finland, surströmming.
Oh, right.
I think it's called. It's that one where it's a sort of weird paste with a fish head sticking out.
Yeah.
And it's said to be one of the most smelliest things ever, and it's said to be absolutely vile.
Yeah.
So I think it's surströmming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny you mention things like Scandinavian cuisines, because if you'd asked me that question as well, my initial inclination was cuisines from those kind of countries, because there's a lot to do with things like like salted herring and fish and things like that just doesn't really kind of appeal to me. Granted, I don't know a lot about sort of Norwegian or Swedish cuisine and stuff like that, so maybe
there's some Swedish cuisine. There's some Swedish cuisine where they eat, so it's like in the far north in the Arctic with the Inuits, but the way frozen whale meat.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Indeed. Yeah. I guess you wouldn't want a Cornish stargazy pie then, Phil.
Oh God, yes, I've heard of that.
Yes, it's like the pie with the fish heads protruding
I
out
think
a bit.
if I'm going to have something Cornish, I'll stick to pasty.
Stick to pasty, lad.
Pasty.
Yeah, there you go. Indeed. So that's. I guess we're on a similar kind of wavelength then in terms of the Scandinavian cuisines. Me and you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Scandinavian cuisines, I think, is what to have.
Yeah.
Just to avoidance, but yeah, it's supposed to be really, really smelly.
Yeah. There you go. So I think we'll probably wrap up here. So we're recording for a good amount of time there. So thanks for joining me there, Phil.
No, thank you. It's been good to see these episodes.
Indeed, yeah. In that case, Facebook and Twitter links down below as usual, along with a link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested in that. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. But we'll see you, well, I will see you at least for the next You Being Hunted episode.
And don't forget to pop the questions.
Yes, Q&A
because
questions.
We'll probably do a Q&A for episode 400.
Yes, might as well mention that now and get the ball rolling. Goodbye then, everybody.
Goodbye.
Oh shit! Okay, that's an interesting flag. That's the rising sun combined with the stars and stripes. Hang on, so is this country like a fusion of America and Japan? How interesting. Yes, well, yeah, that is interesting. What?
It's on the quiet day. I can't like this now. I can't like this now. I'm not that kind of girl. It's on the quiet day. I can't like this now. I can't like this now. I'm not that kind of girl. It's on the quiet day. I can't like this now. I can't like this now.
Okay, fine. That's enough of that. God. In-game S&M. Why do I still have the fly swatter?